it's the Young Trader. It is Monday morning, so it is time to go to work. The futures are just smoking higher. Now, I've been watching my videos here. You notice about the last 2-3 weeks here, I've been telling you, you're going to get yourself a rip your face off rally if they can make a deal, and here we go. Okay, so this should be no surprise to you. Okay, so we're going to take a look here at Bitcoin, at crude oil, at natural gas, and we'll take a look here at that NQ and see if we can break out above that 200-day simple moving average. Okay, this video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy, sell, stock, commodity ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. All right, here we have Bitcoin daily chart all stretched out here nicely. Okay, now, what do we got going on here? Now, you can see here last week here, we had held this 8 simple moving average, which was very, very good. And we put a nice big green candle. And then Friday, we had this like a topping tail candle. And now today, we have a topping tail, but it's a red candle. But again, it's way early. Let's see how this all shakes out. Okay, so we got to a high of 106.270. Okay, so when we were down here, okay, I said we have a left shoulder, we have a head with a nice double bottom with a higher low, left shoulder. And then I said, if we flip this pattern out, here's a neckline. And then you take the bottom of this right here, okay? And then we flip this upside down. It comes up to about 206 area, okay? So what do we hit today? We hit, 106 area. There we are at 106.270. Okay, so what we're looking for here on the next level is we're going to come right here at 106.570. Okay, and then we'll come up to the top of this candle, 106.945, and then we'll come to the top of here. You're looking at 107.485, and then we want to look right here to the left here. You got 108.475, and then we have that 108.960. That's going to be very, very key, okay? Now, here's your big retest up here at 110. The reason I say this is so important because as it rallied up here, it sold down, consolidated kind of a situation, put in a nice W pattern, went all the way up here to 110, but you notice that it couldn't close above this key level, this 108.960. So that's going to be very key. Then we come up here and we have this 110, 150 level. Now we crack this. If we put a trend line on there, we're looking at about 115. You crack that, we're going to go to the 120, 125. A lot of times when you have these big numbers like this, I mean, you're dealing with 100,000 here, you know, you're not going to hit it dead nuts. It's always going to go, you know, either a little bit shorter or a little bit longer situation, okay? So what we're looking here on the downside is we want to watch today's low, obviously, is at the 103.940. We'll come here to Friday's low at that 102.785 level. Okay. Then what we do is we're just going to come right over here to the top of this candle here. This now, as this was resistance, now this becomes support. Okay. So 100,765. Then we'll come over top of this candle here. You're looking at 99,965. And then we're going to come over here to the top of this candle right here. You're looking at that 98,615 level. Okay. Now that's your candlestick, but your key level is going to be right here, that 99,161. This is very, very key. Now, if it gets a little sideways action, let this 8-day catch up. Okay. Just like we had when we were down here. Okay. You see how we had this sideways action, and that gave a chance for this 8-day to catch up to the situation. And then when we broke out of it, let's just see if we get a little reaction here. But what we're looking for, your big target, is these two key levels is going to be this 108 level and this 110 level. That's going to be very, very crucial on the upside. But as long as we're holding this 8-day, we're going to be sideways to up kind of an action. Now you can see how nice this 21-day crossed over to the 50-day and the 100-day here. So this is looking very bullish. Now, we are getting to an oversold condition here. See how the green turned blue, okay? So you're sitting at 72. But we've had this oversold condition here before, but you got to always watch this, okay? So see how we had this high where it ran up, we had this oversold, and we had a high here. Then we made an even higher high, but we made a lower high. See this? Negative divergence. So this is what I'm going to be watching, any kind of a negative divergence here on a selling opportunity then, okay? So even though we can go oversold, we can stay oversold, but always watch it. The RSI is not just for measuring the strength, but the divergences are very, very key, and it's very easy to see then on a situation as we had here. As this was rising, this was going down, and that tells me I have to get out of that trade. Okay, now your green is over your red, looking very, very good, but we're not at that high spot like we were here. We're still raising on the bottom, and we still have plenty of room to run. So let's just see how this all shakes out. Now remember, Bitcoin is trading here with the overall market, and you know the market is just ripping up. The NQs now is up 765. The Dow's up, I think it's over 900 there. Bitcoin's up 930. So I just say you're going to get that big rally. You can make a deal here. Okay, let's take a look here now at crude oil and then natural gas. Okay, here we have crude oil left here. We have natty gas here, daily charts. Take a look at the old Krudski here first. Okay, Now, you can see here what we're doing is I've been pointing out we have this double bottom situation, okay? We had this nice 55.12. We had the retest of 55.30. Yeah, 55.30 level. Okay, so awesome, okay? And now you can see here, see where this 8-day is curling up. See where the 21-day came down, flattened out, and now we get that 8-day to curl up again. This is going to be very, very nice. Now, once that price gets above that 8-day, then we fought that 21-day, okay, when we're not in it. But you notice that we closed a little bit higher than that on Friday. And look at today, came right on down, and we held that 21-day. See, this is why you trade the charts. Don't let anybody tell you they're after looking at all this bullshit. I told you down here, we had a double bottom, we're going higher, okay? So always look at that, okay? Now, what we have here, let's look at the downside here first. So what we're watching, the key level is going to be this 61.02. Now, we lose that, you're going to come right down here to this 8-day, that's 59.47. All right, so that's going to be your key support levels. Now, on the upside here, what we have is got that 63.41 level. What we're looking for is 63.92 is going to be next level. And then we're going to come up to this 50-day at 64.42. Now we have to see what the reaction is going to be once it gets there. Okay, so we have this price channel at 64.87. All that is just the top of that candle. Okay, these blue lines are price channels, and all they are is they're just tops and bottoms on the candle. Now you can do Bollinger Bands, you can do clouds, but I like this because there's no bullshit to this. It's just tops and bottoms of candles. You know exactly where you stand. Okay, so on the upside, this is what we're watching. It's going to be that 50-day 64.42, and then we want to see what the reaction is when we get there. If we can get above that, then we had that 64.87. Then we're going to come to the bottom of this candle here because this was the downside of this double bottom. Okay, so you're looking at 65.22. Then we'll come to the bottom of this candle here, and you're looking at 66.09 level. Then we just work ourselves right on up here, 66.63 level. We have 67.65, and then we're going to be headed for that 100-day sitting right here at that 68.50 level. But 50-day is going to be very, very crucial at what's going to happen. Okay, so look in the past. Okay, see the 21-day here? See how it ran up? Boom, blocked it. Okay, all the way on down. So we're going to see the first time, you're usually not going to get through that 50-day first time. So that would be a good time to take, if you're long, take a little bit off the table here, and then we'll see what we have if that 8-day can catch up. Now, here, RSI 52, plenty of room to run. Green over your red, looking very, very good. This is a very bullish chart, and seasonality is in play. Remember, Memorial Day is only, a couple weeks around the corner here. Okay, so you always run up on. Now, yesterday, if you watched my video last night, I put a couple seasonality charts on there for crude oil and for natural gas. And this is the time of year where she runs all the way up until that 4th of July holiday. Okay, so seasonality is in play, takes a little break, and then you have hurricane season, end of August all the way through September. Okay, let's take a look here now at the old natty gas. Okay, so we're holding this 8-day, okay? Even though it came down, it closed above, okay? And look how nice it held all the way on through, all right? So today what we're doing is we're holding this 100-day and we're holding that 50-day. So this is going to be your support, 375. Okay, that's your 50-day. And then we want to hold that 372. And then right below it, we have this 362. That's your downside, okay? Now, on the upside here, Friday we had that high at 381. And today we had the high at 383. So all we have to do here is look to the left here. What do we have here? Roughly 3.829. Okay, so we're sitting right there at your resistant level. Now, if we can get above that, we're going to look right to the top of this candle here. This is that 3.93 level. Then we'll come up here. We're looking at 408. We'll come up here at 415. 420, and then here's what we're looking for is this 425 because this was the double top. Okay, see how we made this high? 4.259. We retested it at 4.253, and then we tried to do it again, but only 4.2, and then she went, right off the cliff here. Okay, so this is going to be your big time resistance if this can keep right on running. Now, 59, you got plenty of room to run. The green over your red, showing that's very, very bullish. As long as we're holding this 8-day, we're in really, really good shape here now. Okay, so I didn't take no trade last night here in the natural gas. I'm probably going to jump into the UNG if we can start running this up here and close above that 3.81 level, because I'm looking for this 9.3 left next here. But I am long the UCO. I've been long because we have a double bottom in play. So all I'm doing is waiting for the reaction at that 50-day, and I'll probably take some off the table, and we'll see how this all shakes out. Okay, now let's take a look here now at the old NQ. Okay, here's the old Nasdaq, here's the futures. Now, all these charts are pretty much the same. You look at the Dow, the S&P, they're all the same here, okay? We're holding this, and this 21-day was kind of holding everything right on down. But look at what happened here today. Now, Friday, what do we have? We're trading between the 8-day here and that 200-day. I said if we can crack that 200-day, that 20,312, the next level is going to be this 100-day, 20,054. And you can see here they're gonna make a trade deal here with China. They're going to give a 90-day pause on that, and the tariffs are only going to go to 10%. If they make a deal, which I think they will, China has no problem. Then really no choice here because they sell a lot of stuff here to the U.S. where the U.S. they don't buy a lot of U.S. products. Okay, so always remember that. So T-Man, he's a deal-making man, but if he gets these problems solved here with this thing, this market is going to keep right on rolling here. Now, what do we have here today? So for a high, you had 20,932 level. Okay, so what we're looking for, we just look right over the top of this candle right here. What do you have here? 20,944. Okay, so that's going to be your resistance level. See that? Bring that line right across. Your next level, we're going to come right up here, is looking at 21,121. Okay, just bring this price channel here right across. Now, your next level, when we're coming up here, we got 21,386, and we can come up here to 21,453, and we just keep right on rising all the way on up here until we get to this high here of that 22,299, and then here's your breakout here at 2,450 level. Okay, so you can see how this chart was holding everything down. See how that strong that 21-day was? Okay, it was just holding it, but once we broke this downtrend, okay, so if you've been watching my videos, I said once we break this downtrend, which we did, that reverses that pattern. And look at this 8-day. See how it crossed that 21-day? That's the first tell. You crack that 50-day, okay? And then the key was tracking this 200-day. That's going to be key on a closing basis. We need to hold that. Now, RSI here, we're not oversold here yet. Got plenty of room. I mean, overbought yet. We still got it sitting at 65. Plenty of room to run. Your green over your red. Plenty of room to run here. So, be a little patient here, but always just bring this price channels across. These are going to be your big upside targets. Just bring them right across here, and that's what we're going to be looking for. And there's your breakout at 22,450 level. Okay. Now, downside, just watch that 100-day. That's going to be very, very key. And watch that 200-day. If that's lost, just watch that 8-day. All your support is sitting right here. Okay. We lose that 8-day, obviously, then we can come down to 21-day to 50-day. But look how nice that 21-day is already over to cross that. You've got a very, very bullish chart and scenario going on here. I'm long the T, QQQs, I'm along a lot of this stuff. I like NVIDIA. Now, remember, NVIDIA, their numbers are coming out here on the 28th, so you got a little bit of room, but I'm already long this stock. It's ripping up here. I got in there. It was at 92. I added at 100, added at 110, and now you're sitting at 122. And the retest on that NVIDIA, we'll take a look at it here at midday trading. But you're really looking at that retest is 150, so you got plenty of room to run if it keeps right on rolling. Okay, look at old Tesla here, up that 321, jumped from 298. Market is just awesome. Just like I said, once it gets this solved, we're good to go. Remember, trade runs in front of you, not what you want.